Hi, I'm Susan and welcome to my YouTube channel. We're back in my long arm studio today for more tips, tricks, and techniques, including adjustment for your laser pointer for pinpoint perfection. Stick around, I'll be showing you how to set up and adjust that bobbin winder so your bobbin fills perfectly. I wanted to show you, I just got the tray for the QMP 18 and this is really nice. All these compartments are locked in. You can make them whatever size you want. You get extra tabs and so forth, so you can make as many compartments that you want. Separate them, make any size. Really is nice, but it stores all of your accessories, your extra bobbins, your marking pens, your pins, whatever you might want. My rulers, as you can see, I've got a whole stack of different rulers here, and this is the ruler that I was using to do all my wonderful little wall hangings that I have decorating my long arm studio. Here's another accessory that I just picked up, and that's the laser pointer. I wanted to show you how this attaches. It comes with full instructions, so it's easy enough to do, but it's going to stick on, let's see if I can get you down to that point. It's going to stick on right above your needle bar, okay, on this flat piece that's here. You do get a little bit of a clip to clip it against to your machine, the wire, and then it plugs into, okay, it's going to plug in right into the side of your USB port on your small monitor. Okay, to align this, I'm going to remove the foot. I've got the glide number 2 on there right now. I'm getting ready to do a piece top, but I'm going to remove the foot. Okay, you can see the laser pointer, but how do you get that aligned directly with your needle? This is my piece of fabric that I'm going to use to test out my tension before I actually start on my quilt. But I'm going to put just an X on the fabric. Can you see that? Put an X on the fabric, and then I'm going to take my needle, and I've already adjusted there's a small screw right on the side. This is your laser pointer right here. There's a small screw over here that allows you, works with an Allen wrench, allows you to adjust the angle and the placement of it so you can reposition it. I'm just going to take a single stitch, and then I get it right in the center. And actually it's a little on the high side, so what I'm going to do is take my Allen wrench again, and I'm going to go up in here and adjust this so that I can angle this down just a little bit. And you can move it into any direction that you want. And I'm just going to keep stabbing that X until I get it right to where I want it to be, so that it's directly on my needle. And I got it. Now I can put my presser foot back on. Load my quilt top, and I'll be ready to stitch with my perfectly positioned pinpoint laser pointer. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button below so you get reminded for my next video. I just finished those wall hangings that you saw hanging in that were on the frame the last time I did my tips, tricks, and techniques. And I wanted to show you how wonderful they turned out. And this is one of the reasons it did. I don't know if you can see that or not. It is a Straight H ruler, and most of what you see on the quilts themselves, and I'll give you a close-up picture as well, most of what you're going to see on that is ruler work. But then I combined it with the ProStitcher because my pebbles are not that great. So I just took a pebble stitch directly from the machine and sized it into the particular parts that I wanted finished. Really turned out neat, and I'm really tickled to have it done. I've got some new leggings on today. Love these things. Oh, I live in them. They're so soft and comfortable. Using a regular flathead screwdriver, I can loosen the large screw on my bobbin holder, and by moving this to the right or the left, I can determine how much thread is on my bobbin. Putting the bobbin winder together is not real difficult. You're going to first, of course, put in the spool pin that's going to hold your cone for winding your bobbin thread. You've got a large tower that will screw in, and then you've got an adjustable guide for guiding your thread through your tension. Now your tension also has an adjustment. On the back of the machine, you have a knob. If you loosen this, you can actually adjust where the bobbin is going to be wound, or how the bobbin thread is going to be wound, probably in or out. I don't know if you can see that this actually moves in or out, so that it lines up perfectly with your bobbin on the opposite spool. So you just want to make sure that this aligns. Some of that's going to be on trial and error as you wind a bobbin, so that you get it at the right position. To keep your bobbin thread going in correctly so it doesn't pop out of the tension, you get a small Allen wrench that comes with it, and this whole thing here, this little guide, is completely adjustable, this pigtail, and I just put mine a little bit more to the left so that when it's holding the thread going through the bobbin, it keeps it into the tension properly. Now after you've threaded your bobbin winder, you've taken it through the tower here, through the pigtail, and through the tension discs. You're going to place your bobbin over onto the spindle, take the thread underneath the bobbin, and wind it 5 or 6 times around the bobbin to anchor it into position. Then, I'm just going to clip that. Then I'm going to press the start. Now I have it set on about 2 or 3. I don't want it to go super fast. Make sure that's feeding through. There we go. Okay. Now if your bobbin doesn't fill correctly, it's one-sided, you don't have it positioned just right, or whatever you're doing, I'm going to show you a tip, because you can wind the bobbin back onto another bobbin if it doesn't wind correctly. Now, if you have your bobbin and it's all done and you have this set up correctly, when you take your bobbin off, it should look just like this. Nicely even wound bobbin, and that's beautiful. Okay? If you don't get this result and you get a bobbin that is not wound properly, a couple things you can do. I usually wind it onto an empty bobbin again. Now it won't fit on the spool pin for the thread stand. So what I've done is I've created my own little thread stand here. I've taken an empty large pill bottle and I've put a hole in the very top. I'm going to drop the bobbin that's not wound correctly into the bottom here, feed the thread up through here, and then wind it through correctly on my bobbin winder again. Now what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do this process twice. In other words, I'm going to set it back here and I'm going to rewind the bobbin. Once I've done that, I'm going to do the same process again and with the same bobbin. And the reason you're doing that is because when the thread comes off the spool, the twist to the thread is such that it will go through your machine correctly and you'll get beautiful stitching. If you take a bobbin and you wind it onto another bobbin, the thread on that rewound bobbin is on backwards, so the twist is backwards. What's going to happen is as you're sewing, you're not going to like the stitching that you're getting if your machine will even stitch properly at all. So you're going to have to wind that second bobbin back to the first bobbin to get it correct. That way the thread will be coming off the spool or off the bobbin in the correct order. One more tip I wanted to give you. Once you find the correct depth for your tension, remember the knob back here is what moves it back and forth. I've taken a Sharpie and I have marked the side of my post here so that I make sure if I'm working with it again or need to work with it or adjust it, that is the original setting that gives me the perfectly wound bobbin. It may take you a couple of bobbins to get it correct, but remember you can rewind them back as long as you put them back on the first bobbin you wound. And remember, it's only wrong if it doesn't work.